Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Shrish here this side. Thank you so much for joining in. And in this video, I'm going to talk about markets. But this video is going to be specifically for the beginner traders who have started trading recently in this lockdown phase, or let's say last 1 year or so period, and are not able to figure out why the markets are moving or where they are moving or how their future prices are going to be or what drives their prices, etc. So in this video, we'll talk about markets, we'll understand markets, we'll understand how they move and why they move. So you can figure out where they are going to go and you can make money out of it. So stay tuned with me in this video. We'll talk about markets. Let's begin. Okay, so before we dive deep into the video, I want to congratulate you. Now why? See, because I feel there's so much pessimism around the markets all the time, every time. People can't stop talking about its gambling nature, how it will take all your money, you will go homeless, you will go in debt and all these things. And to kick aside that pessimism and take a step towards learning is a very big decision that you have taken, in my opinion. So heartiest congratulations for that. And I guess now I'm talking to people who are not really experienced in the field of trading. And so I guess you're using those fancy indicators, MACD, RSI, volume indicators, and all those things. But they don't really help, don't they? They are just there. They kind of show you the direction, how the market is going to go and where it's going to go. But when you actually trade based on those indicators, you don't actually end up making a lot of money, or in fact, you don't even end up making any money. Now, why is that so? Because in my opinion, these indicators are not made to help anyone. These indicators, in my personal opinion, are made to fool retail people. Because how the mass manipulation can be done, just think about it. Show one thing to everyone and tell them that this thing works. So what happens is everyone starts to believe that this thing works, and that is why it becomes easy to manipulate the mass, because there's this one thing, hundred thousands of people are operating on the same thing, and now the operator who is actually operating the market, who is actually moving the market, it becomes so easy for him to control all these people at once. And then we feel, oh my god, this market is manipulation, it cannot go my way, it never makes me money and all these things. But the main reason is because we are relying too much on indicators. So what do? The first thing is you have to take those indicators thing out of the way until you clearly understand how to use them perfectly. Like, there's a way to use indicators. I'm not telling that you don't have to use indicators and all. You can use them, but you have to understand the way to use it. So first thing we'll talk about is the trend. Okay, so the long-term trend, understanding the long-term trend is the basic key for success in market. Because if you don't understand the trend, you probably don't understand markets. And if you stand against the trend, if you understand the trend and you're still standing against it, you're probably going to die very soon. So understanding the long-term trend is very, very, very much important. See, like the long-term trend is positive and you're shorting the markets, so that's not going to work. So what you can do instead, if you know that long-term trend is positive, you can wait until the market dips down and buy the market at support levels. This is the basic thing you can do. Similarly, when the longer trend is negative, it's not positive, so you can do exactly opposite of what I just discussed. You can just wait for markets to take a positive move or something, and then until it finds a resistance, you can just wait, and then you can short the markets at resistance. So this is the basic thing which you can do to, this thing will improve your trading 30% immediately. If you follow this thing, it will improve your trading 30% like very immediately. Because many people do not understand trend, many people do not understand where they're standing, and that is very, very risky. So first thing is to understand trend. Understand the trend, understand the long-term trend. Okay, so now we talk about long-term. What exactly is long-term trend? For scalpers, it can be 1 day, 2 day, but for proper intraday traders, the longer term trend has to be at least maybe, let's say, 3 weeks or 4 weeks or so. For trader, I'm not talking a swing trader, I'm talking about intraday trading. If you're a swing trader, you have to look at the last 4 or 5 or 6 months, what's going on in the markets. If you're a swing trader, you cannot go like, okay, 2 weeks back the positive momentum is continuing since 2 weeks and I'm going to buy this thing. If you're a swing trader, you have to look the data, the past data and a longer term data, 6 months or 1 year or so, and that describes the longer term trend. For intraday, it does not really matter to look what has happening since 1 year or so, and hence maybe just 2 or 4 weeks data is enough to understand what's happening, because we are riding the short term momentum anyways. So if you're looking at the long term trend, that's good, but not necessarily you have to, like 1 month data is enough for intraday traders to work on, and then you have to look at the short term data. Now for intraday traders, what is short term data? For intraday trading, short term trend or short term data is what has happened in last couple of days, in last 2 days or last 3 days. You have to focus on that, and now then you have to focus on what the trend are doing. I mean, the longer trend is positive, but the short term trend is negative, and there's this confusion going on, the consolidation is going on, and you don't know what to do. So in such cases, find stocks which match the longer term and shorter term trend together. Let's say there's this XYZ stock whose longer term trend for intraday, let's say like last 1 month, since last 1 month it has been going up, and the shorter term trend since last 2-3 days also it has been giving some positive signals, it is showing some positive momentum. Now this is the stock where you need to focus on. So where the trend is positive, the longer term trend is positive, the shorter term trend is positive, and now what you do, you wait for the markets to correct, you wait for weaker hands to get out. The market will correct at some point, even on daily basis. So when it corrects down, you find a support level. I won't be discussing how to find support and resistances in this video in particular, because I hope you know that, and if you don't, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll make another video for that, but we won't be talking about supports and resistances in this video. I hope you know. So when the market corrects, you find a support level and there you buy it. So what happens is, you increase the probabilities of the market working in your favor, and that is very, very important. The trading is all about probabilities. No one has some technique or some edge that gives 90% or 95% of accuracy. No one has. The best traders in the world operate at 60% accuracy. So you have to understand that you have nothing to do with accuracy thing. All you have to understand is probabilities. So if you understand probabilities, if you understand how to understand probabilities, that's the first thing. You have to understand to understand. You have to learn. That's the thing. So when you understand probabilities, the markets become very easy. So in such cases, first thing is to find the long term trend. What is a longer term trend for an intraday player? 3 to 4 weeks is more than enough. Then find the shorter term trend. What is that? Maybe a couple of days. What is happening since 2 days? What is happening since 3 days? And then what is happening today? You are going to trade today, so you have to look what is going to happen today. So let's say this is this XYZ stock that has been going up since 2 days or so, since last 1 month or so, and in the shorter term trend also it has been showing some positive momentum. Now what you do, you wait for that market to correct until it finds a support level. So let's say it corrects down, it finds a support. And why it will correct down even when the trend is positive? The reason is to take out weaker hands. Not everyone can make money in markets, and that is why the markets are manipulative, and that is actually okay, because you can take advantage of that manipulation. So when you know the manipulation is going on, just stop trading. You have to observe the manipulation and take something out of it so you can make money out of it. So these weaker hands, they go down. At one point you find some support level or something where you know now markets have potential to correct out these weaker hands and now change the direction, because the original direction was positive. It has corrected to take out weak hands. Now at a support level, now you buy. Now what happens is, the weaker hands are out, the markets are free to move where they want to, and when the markets are really free where they want to move, where will they move? They will always move in the original direction of the trend. So what is the longer term trend? It is positive. So at the support level you buy, keep some small stop loss, and then you can just watch where the markets are going. And this things, understanding the trend, understanding the shorter and longer term trend from intraday player perspective, it really helps. It improves your trading like 30 to 50% on the spot. You stop making foolish mistake, you stop making silly mistakes, and that is why it helps so much. Understand the trend, understand the long term trend, the short term trend, and work accordingly. So this is the thing about the markets. You have to understand the trend first, because without trend there's absolutely nothing in there. And I just realized that this video is getting way longer than I thought it would be, so I'll end my talk show over here. I'll keep my content for the next videos. Stay around and subscribe the channel for more videos like this. I'll see you around. Peace.